Good morning, everyone. Today is the day that Blubzki moves down to the actual garage, and hopefully the day when I start thinking about actually manual swapping the car. But first things first, coffee. Phase one. All right, disconnect it from its lifeline. Since it doesn't have an alternator belt, let's see if the fuel pump primes, and let's see if she fires up. The fuel pump did not prime, so I gotta smack it around a little bit. Okay, it primed. And I do have a replacement. My poor neighbors. Well, everything looks okay under here, at least. I think I got a little bit of a leak from the fuel pump. Well, she's running, but yeah, she is not happy. We'll see. Well, boys, she made it to 4th gear town. Fingers crossed. Well, I think we're like 7 or 8 miles in. The car started slipping in 4th a little bit, so I put it in 3rd, but now it's back in 4th. Seems like if I don't load it up too much, it's okay. So fingers crossed. Temps still look good, still have oil pressure. Fuel gauge is wrong. I mean, empty is a half tank, so I still have less than a half tank, but I think 27 total miles. Well, we're kind of on the home stretch. We're only 10 miles away now, and I think I only have to deal with potentially 1 stoplight. So fingers crossed, but I think Blubzki is actually going to make it. Remember that 1 stoplight I told you about? Well, it's here. The trans actually is feeling slightly better now than it did when we started. Well, it made it through the stoplight, but man, I can't tell if that's torque converter or clutch slip, but we are legitimately 2 miles away now, so confident we will get there. We have inadvertently built an incredibly reliable car, even though the transmission's always about to or has already exploded. And here we are. I hate this car, but I'm also like super proud of it sometimes. But I know if I ever got rid of this, all of you would unsubscribe and leave me forever, so. Oh God, the brakes sound so bad. I gotta figure out what brake was dragging. Listen to that. What a piece of junk. Sounds like rear left. What a weird car. Oh my God. Bigger than I remembered too, frankly. I'll have to go move the M5. Which is fine. I'll put the Mercedes up on the lift there. Sorry, my lens is dirty. It made it though. Really no hiccups. Other than the trans is definitely low on fluid. It's been leaking in my garage. So yeah, I guess I'll grab the keys to the M5. We'll go swap around for the Tesla since I have to take that home, and then we'll get this up on the lift. All right, M5 is moved. I built this thing, and it runs this well. It's on a micro squirt that looks like it was installed by a non-human. It's got an idle valve from a 4-cylinder Audi 90. It's got a coil amp from a Volkswagen van, mounted to a Pentium 3 heatsink. This car should not work, and yet it fires right up, idles beautifully. Doesn't even overheat anymore. Oh, we got a big fuel leak. Look at that. Wow. I wonder how much gas we lost on the way here. When it's in gear, frankly, it doesn't even sound bad. Well, that bad. I know the front pump is destroyed, but... does sound cool. So yeah, that's the fuel pump I had to smack around a little bit just to get working. At this point, I'll probably change it out. I do have a new aftermarket one. This does not run very high fuel pressure, so I think it'll be fine. But it must have split the... Oh my God. Wow. The outer layer of that hose is just completely gone. It was only leaking that bad. Right next to the exhaust too, that's good. Really glad I didn't check on that before I left, because probably would have delayed my trip. I think I'll replace that piece of fuel line right now, because I have fuel line. Maybe one that's not quite as kinked. This one's super kinked too. How the hell did this car work? That thing's under vacuum too. That fuel pump must have been working so blessed hard. I'm trying to see how I have... Looks like there's 7 mil or something like that holding the pump in. I don't know if I want to do a pump right now. Maybe I'll hold off, but either way, that's got to get changed. Good Lord, this car, man. At least that diff I put in a few years ago. So this is a 307 out of a turbo diesel 300, not an 85. I would have liked an 85 diff. If you guys know of an 85 diff, those are 288s. It's going to matter less, hopefully, when I get the new transmission in here, but this car, I forget how solid it is. It's actually in really, really great shape. Transmission, I think this is number 4 or 5. There's the first gear start solenoid, and then we also have working reverse lights on this thing. I forgot it had AN cooler lines on it. That's kind of cool. I'm going to have to find a shop to put all new bushings in this thing. It's pretty bad. Not a handling car, but, oh man, maybe I'll clean up this little subframe extension too. That looks like shit. I think I had a worse welder and a lot worse skill back in the day. It's just kind of booger blasted in place. But yeah, other than that, frankly, just leaks from the trans. I'll probably put all new steering drag links on this thing too. But the car, honestly, it's in pretty good shape. As it should be. Oh yeah, to get the spring compressor in, I had to hog these out a little bit. I remember that. Wideband, which looks like that's been hitting the exhaust intermittently. I'll have to deal with that too. That's not good. But yeah, anyway, the plan is shove a 6-speed in there. So I've got an adapter and bell housing kit. As soon as I actually start in on that, I will drop the link for where I got it. Those guys were super nice. I bought it over a year ago, but they gave me a little discount on it, and it should fit the M119 and the M117, and then it bolts to an SLK 230 compressor trans, which I have. Noticing that this brake is dragging quite a bit. I should check the other ones. Oh. Yeah, and that wheel is hot. So both left side brakes need serious attention. Holy shit, okay. The car drove really well considering how badly those are dragging. I wonder if there's any pad left on this thing. The wheel is pretty toasty. All right, well, these brake parts are very, very cheap and easy to find for these. It shares pretty much everything with the W123. But yeah, it's down here, and other than, you know, I got to put a manual pedal box in it. I lost the original, but I bought one. I'm going to have to make all the clutch lines. I'll have to make a shift linkage. I'll have to make a trans carrier for the back. I have to make another drive shaft. So I need to find another front section from a 126. That's what this is. However, I think I have one, but it's too short. I'll have to measure the transmissions to see if the 6-speed is shorter or longer. If it were somehow magically the same length, that would be great because it uses the same size flex disc. But I do have a slightly shorter drive shaft already that I made by accident. I think the plan, though, is just get another 126 front shaft and have it shortened like I did with this one. It fits right on the center spline. Factory rear should be just fine. Like I said, the diff looks okay. I just got dripped on fuel-wise. Thank goodness that wasn't in my eye. Then obviously replace the fuel line. Fuel. Oh, I bet these lines are swollen shut. Yeah, I'll just do new soft lines. I'll check on those right now. I mean, these are bad anyway. Are there any flex lines up here? Can't even follow the brake lines. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's all hard line. Okay, so I think that's the plan, yeah. These rubber lines, I think, are probably just swollen shut. That happens on older cars and starts making them drag. This actually doesn't feel as bad right now, but the rear one's really, really horrible. Okay, enough rambling. Blubzki is here. It's on my docket, and hopefully next time it drives out of here, it will have a 6-speed in it. If not, I have another used 4-speed 722 350, and that'll go in.